Peace, family. I am Tina of Nayana Birthing, and it is National Doula Week, and it is raining, and we are practicing social distancing, gardening, different things like that. So, for those of you who are pregnant or considering having a baby within the next year to 18 months, here are some things that I think that should be considered prior to being pregnant. A lot of times I get clients who are ready to deliver and then they consider calling or hiring or even considering talking to a doula or a midwife. But if you know that you are having sex, you should be planning pretty much if something happens as far as pregnancies, miscarriages, adoptions, abortions. You should be planning those things prior to the need to have them. Let's see, 5 things that I think women or families should consider before during the conception stage: diet, mental health, your support team, how you want to birth, and a birth plan. During this coronavirus epidemic, everywhere that pretty much my voice touches, there's someone that's in the close vicinity of you who is struggling, who may not have all of the essential things as far as a proper diet and a proper water intake, a team, those things. So although we as birth workers help whenever we get calls, it would be optimal to start planning who you're having children with. Because let me tell you, there is nothing worse than having a child by somebody who you can't have no type of communication with about food, travel, planning. There's nothing worse than not being able to communicate with the person that you laid down with. So some of the things that should be addressed prior to laying down: how do you want to parent? What do you feel about breastfeeding? Are you going to breastfeed? Will you supplement? How are you going to deal? If this epidemic lasts for 18 months or longer than the 2 weeks, what are you going to do for finances? Because a lot of people are laying off, and also with all the different things as far as masks, as far as PPE, which is personal protective equipment, masks, gloves, hygiene. Those things need to be talked about 18 months prior to even laying down with someone, because once the child here, you should be in a state where it's no longer fear. It is more so you already have a plan in place. You already have a plan in place for meal prepping, who's going to watch the children if you have children, what are you going to eat while you're in a hospital, whether you want to birth in a hospital or a birthing center. Have you local resources as far as the LH League, helping with breastfeeding, WIC, food stamps, those things. So as we're actually looking at virtual doula services, because hospitals, I'm outside, but hospitals are actually saying that only one person besides the mother is allowed in the hospital room or the labor room. So if you are someone who has prepared to have a doula, how are you going to be able to have that person who's there to give you resources and be able to support you? There are such things as virtual doulas. That is something that a lot of doulas in the area are now offering, because hospitals are saying that you can't have a doula. Also considering home birth and what would you need to have a proper home birth. So I hope these tips have helped. And if you have any questions about what a doula is, becoming a doula, or even want to share your birth stories, the website is www.nayanabirthing.weebly.com. The Facebook page is Nayana Birthing, and I look forward to serving you. Right now, it'll mostly be for virtual doula services and birth work. It's also actually helping you create birth plans. It's also helping with belly bindings, abortions, miscarriages, however you choose to do your thing. So until tomorrow, guys, all week I will be posting doula tips and working along with, in honor of National World Doula Week. So peace, guys.